What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Johnny Mack here. Just wanted to give you a heads up that if you are looking for a community that is open to discussion as far as mentorship, conservation, the wild, becoming a better person, and all of that, there is a group for you on Facebook, and it is called Soul Seekers. Soul Seekers, we are all about making ourselves a better person. We're all about making sure hunting lasts for generations to come and encouraging people to get plugged in. Whether you are someone who has something to give or someone who needs to soak it up like a sponge, this is a community for you, and I strongly encourage you that if you're on Facebook to join Soul Seekers, and if you're not on Facebook, hop on there just for that group. It is only going to be as powerful as we all make it. And so just remember that life happens for you, it doesn't happen to you, and that you can't outgive good. You can't outgive good, people. I want you to understand that, and I want you to believe it, because when we believe that and we lead with courage and we lead with intention, lives are changed, lives are transformed, just like on this podcast, transformation through primal adventure. Be blessed. Enjoy this episode. Talk soon. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Soulful Hunter Podcast. I'm your host, Johnny Mack. Through this podcast, I'm on a mission to transform lives through primal adventure and to spread my mission of mentorship as conservation. This podcast is powered by Washington Backcountry, a resource for all hunters, both new and old. To find out more about Washington Backcountry, go to wabackcountry.com or search for Washington Backcountry on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. The Soulful Hunter Podcast is also proudly presented by T&K Hunting Gear. If you haven't heard about T&K, then it's about time you do. I've been using T&K gear out in the field and on hunts and have fallen in love with their stuff. T&K is veteran-owned and 100% made in America using only American-made products. All their gear is covered under a lifetime warranty with no questions asked. If it breaks or fails, they will fix it or replace it for free. T&K is your resource for bino harnesses, bow slings, and a lot more amazing gear. For more information about T&K hunting gear, go to tnkhunting.com or search for them on Facebook and Instagram. I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Freedom on and stay soulful. The Soulful Hunter Podcast is also proudly presented by the Crazy Elk Company. Based out of the state of Washington with products made in America, they are providing solutions with gear to problems you didn't even know you had. Their tag wallet is one of those solutions, and I had the pleasure of using it on all of my hunts this last year, and it is now a mainstay in my kill kit. The tag wallet is a water-resistant zippered pouch that comes with its own reusable zip ties to safely and securely store your notch tag for quick and easy access. For more information, go to crazyelkcompany.com and use the code SOULFUL with a capital S to save 20% at checkout. Be blessed, everyone, and as always, stay soulful. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Soulful Hunter Podcast. I'm your host, Johnny Mack, and today we are diving into affirmations. Affirmations. And if you are unfamiliar with affirmations, then it's time for you to expand your mind to learn something new. And if you know all about affirmations, then you know how powerful and important they are to our day-to-day life. Now, this episode is releasing on, Thursday the 10th. And a couple days ago on social media, I posted a graphic that I found to be extremely important and imperative, and it stirred up some responses, and it was pretty interesting. This is what it said. Speak positive words into your life every single morning. Think big. Think healing. Think success. Think peace. Think happiness. Think growth mindset. Always start the day with positive energy. You deserve it. So that was what I posted. And then my caption to this picture was, our thoughts become our words. Our words become our reality. So what are you creating? So if you've followed this podcast for some time, you understand that I'm a huge believer and proponent of speaking things into existence, manifestation, and manifesting the things in which you want. and what you want to pursue, and how before any of this other stuff takes place, you have to identify what it is that you want. Because if you don't know what you want in life or what you want out of life, then that is an issue for uh, a possible outcome of a lack of growth. Because if you don't understand what you want, you don't make progress, and if you're not making progress, you're not working towards anything. And so it's a big circular discussion, and we can talk about this on another episode. However, I want to talk about affirmations. So speak positive words into your life every single morning. My question to you all is, what do you say about yourself? How do you speak about yourself? What is it that when you think about who you are, what are the words that come to mind? Because if our thoughts become our words and our words become our reality, then it's very important to talk about ourselves in a positive manner. There's a study that has been done, and I'm going to have to look this up exactly. But one of the studies, and I've seen this done in college scientific experiments about plants that get talked to in a positive manner produce better fruit, flower more often, and are healthier. Plants that are talked to in a negative way end up dying, withering, and having issues. And so if you actually think what I just said is completely ludicrous, you can Google it. I just Googled a scientific study about talking to plants and the result. And the first thing that pops up is, in a study performed by the Royal Horticulture Society, researchers discovered that talking to your plants really can help them grow faster. They also found that plants grow faster to the sound of a female voice than to that of a male voice, which you and your wife can obviously have competitions on what plants are growing. But this is the power of words. You know, in the Bible it says, life and death is in the power of the tongue. So when we speak, are we speaking life or are we speaking death? What are you creating? And then taking it back to ourselves, are you speaking life over yourself? Or are you speaking death over yourself? Are you thinking life over yourself, or are you thinking death over yourself? See, our mind is the greatest tool that we've ever been given, followed up then by our body. And what we are, I believe that we're made in the image of God. And so if God's the creator of all things, then we are made in his image, and we are made to create, which means we have the power to create good or bad. And not necessarily like abracadabra, boom, a tree appears. But our existence, our surroundings, our environment. If our thoughts become our words and our words become our reality, then what are you creating? Among the hunting community, you know, suicides, it's talked about a lot, veteran suicides. 22 veterans commit suicide a day. 22 veterans. So here we are in 2021, and everyone's worried about a virus that has a very high survival rate, and yet there is this mental health that is not being addressed. You know, people try to put legislation around different avenues, but it doesn't start with legislation. It starts with yourself. It starts with you. Are you speaking life into yourself, or are you speaking death? Are you thinking life? Are you thinking things that are going to produce good fruit or unhealthy fruit? They haven't even released the suicide, they, in quotations, air quotes. Government agencies have not released suicide death rates for 2020. And I believe there's a lot of reasons why those numbers are not coming out, because I believe those numbers are a lot higher because of what was happening in this world and what is continuing to happen. But some stats that I do have for you are from 2019. And I want you to think about this. Each day, 132 humans in America commit suicide. Now, suicide can be the result of a lot of different experiences. And I want you to understand that it starts with how we view ourselves, how we think about ourselves. Sometimes we want to use it as an escape, like, to get away from chronic pain or thoughts that rule our mind or whatever. But let's get to the root and not medicate the symptoms and signs. And for those of you who know someone who had suicide or any of that, my heart goes out to you because it is a real thing. My brother, he attempted suicide. He's talked about it openly, and we've talked about it quite a bit. However, this episode isn't just about suicide, it's about affirmations, how we speak about ourselves. How do you speak about other people? It's a lot easier to be like, oh, well, so-and-so is like this. So-and-so is like this. How do you speak to your children? You're a rude boy, or you are a bad kid. Well, you're speaking that over them. We have opportunities in our life that don't go that well because we have free will and we choose. But to speak a specific label on somebody is extremely powerful. And it talks about, I've referenced the Bible, that we have the power to speak life and death out of the tongue. So what are you speaking? What are you speaking about yourself? So if you remember and you think about, if any of you have ever flown on an airplane, they always say on their little spiel before you take off, if the oxygen mask dropped from up above, make sure to put it on yourself before putting it on your children. Why? Why do they say that? They say that because you are no good to anyone else if you don't take care of yourself. If you do not take care of yourself, you are no good for anyone else. And in society, it's like, oh, I got to do things for other people. I got to do things for other people. It's for your own, it's for others' safety. Do it for others. Do it for others. Well, what about you? What about doing things for you? Not in a selfish way, not being like, oh, I'm doing this, screw my wife, screw her feelings, all this stuff. It's like, no, I'm doing this because this is what I believe in, this is what I stand for, this is who I am. So then going back and tying into the affirmations, how are you speaking about yourself? I have a few affirmations that I speak daily to myself. One of them is a contract, and I came up with my contract this was 2 years ago. And my contract is something that I can rest in it. I can take a deep breath and just be like, okay, I'm good. And that is, I am. See, affirmations start with I am statements. I am a powerful, inspiring, loving leader. That's my contract. Now, that is my specific contract, but those words are words that also challenge me. Powerful. Well, what is powerful? What does it mean to be powerful? For me, it means that I can do all things. Nothing's going to stop me other than my own mind or my own will. That I can do all things. I'm powerful. That I have a presence about myself. That I command attention. When I speak, it's worth listening to. And I'm not saying this because I have a podcast or anything. It's just truly how I speak about myself. The next one is that I'm inspiring. I believe that inspired people inspire other people. I am inspiring. Why? Because I'm inspired myself. There's something in me that says, oh, this is awesome. We got to share it with the world. So I'm inspiring. Last one is loving. I am loving. And these are the words that I chose for myself. I also chose leader rather than just man. Because I believe how I view myself is that I am a leader. It's important, how do we view ourselves? How do you speak about yourselves? How do you hold yourselves? On my bathroom mirror, I have my contract written out in dry erase marker on my mirror so that when I brush my teeth, I stare right at it and I read it. I also have I am courageous written on my mirror. Because I don't want to be somebody who is making decisions or living my life based off of fear. Because what is fear? Why are you so afraid? What are you so fearful of? So because if you're doing something out of fear, you're not doing things out of love. I don't believe that those can coexist. Because love casteth, it says in the Bible, love casteth out all fears. And so we talk about love. So if I'm a loving leader, then I also need to make sure I am courageous and stand upon that and have courage in the face of fear, in the face of darkness, in the face of whatever. And then the other thing that I speak over myself daily is I am safe. I am safe. I am safe. And these are words that sometimes it's like, oh man, that anxiety, that stress, that fear builds inside my soul, inside my heart, my mind. And I'm like, I don't know. It's like, no, bam. I am courageous. I am safe. I am a powerful, inspiring, loving leader. That is who I am. No more am I going to live a life of anything else. That is what I get to lead with. So how do you speak about yourself? What are the thoughts you think about yourself? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Is the biggest lie we've ever been taught in society. Because words cut to the core of our existence. They don't show physical wounds, like getting shot or a knife cut or falling down and scraping your knees and hands. They cause emotional wounds, intellectual wounds, spiritual wounds. And if you listen to the last Soulful episode that I released last Thursday, we talked about the 6 aspects of health and wellness. We talked about spiritual health, physical health, intellectual health, emotional health, social health, and vocational health. So how are you speaking about yourself? Being an educator, I see children all the time, and they're like, how you doing? Okay. Well, why okay? Oh, this sucks. Oh, well, that's a bummer of an attitude. Like, why does it suck? And you start diving down through the words that people speak, and it reveals their mindset and their heart. I intentionally start off each class that I teach with, welcome, boys and girls. Thanks for being here. I want to thank people for being here because we have free will. We get to choose what we do or do not want to do. And regardless of whether or not you do things because you want to keep your job or whatever it is, you still have a free will. You have the choice of whether or not you want to pay your mortgage. You have the choice of whether or not you want to go to work or be in a certain job or you want to be in a certain relationship or whatever it is you do. No one's holding a gun to your head. The issue, the result of that is a consequence, and we have consequences for all our actions and all our words that we say, right? Just like the ripple effect. You throw a stone into a pond, that ripple resonates all the way from where the stone hit to the opposite shore. Why? Because it's cause and effect. What we do and what we say has an effect in this world, whether you agree with it or do not agree with it. There's a real thing called sound waves, and sound waves permeate throughout. That's a physical response to you speaking. So, going back to that study about talking positively to your plants helps them produce quicker and grow healthier. Why are you not talking healthy about yourself? Why are you not talking positive about yourself? Why are you not talking positively about your children, about your spouse? And the thing is, it's like, I'm not talking about lying. I'm talking about a mindset. Put yourself in a position in which how you view yourself is a reflection of how you show up in the world. How you view the world is actually a reflection of you. Oh, my job sucks. My marriage sucks. This sucks. This sucks. It's like, well, maybe you suck. And I'm not saying that like as an attack on you as an individual, but think about that for a second. There's one common denominator between everything that you just said, and that is you as an individual. You know, I one of the lessons that I teach in health class, because this is what's really fun about being a health teacher, is I get to teach about health. And I have a sign, a lesson that I teach, where I start class off wearing a sign that says ILAC. IALAC. ILAC. And I wear it around my neck, and kids will look at it and they'll be like, "What is Mr. Mack wearing? What is this all about? What's happening?" And then I get into the lesson and I start teaching about it. And the whole point of the ILAC sign is that ILAC stands for I am loved and capable. And how each one of us in this world is born with the ILAC sign around our necks. Maybe you hold it in your hand, whatever it is, but it goes with you wherever you are. And somewhere along the line, people started ripping off parts of that sign, tearing it up, shredding it, destroying it. And when you showed up in this world as a brand new baby and just the world was your oyster and life is grand and wonderful and all this, and then negative things started happening to you, and negative things started happening to you and being said to you and done to you and all these things. That ILAC sign, that I am loved and capable, started to get torn and shredded and ripped to maybe where that sign is no longer there. Can you say to yourself, I am loved and I am capable, and believe it? Because if you can't believe that you are loved and that you are capable, then if you're not capable, then you're not capable of anything, right? Because it's a this or that. It's black and white on this one. Either you are a capable individual or you're not capable. Either you are loved or you are not loved. And what do you believe about yourself? What do you speak about yourself? What is it that you hold as self-evident about yourself? The founding fathers of America, they wrote in the Declaration of Independence, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. So if we are all created equal and it's self-evident and it's true, why are we not living up to it? What's happened in your lives in which you've believed a lie that was told to you? I'm stupid. I'm not good enough. I'm dumb. I'm ugly. Whatever it is. Why are you believing these lies? And then, on top of that, why are you speaking these lies to yourself? Why are you thinking these lies about 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 yourself? Why are you thinking these li our thoughts become our words become our reality. Think about that. Think about that. I am loved and capable. You are loved and capable. What affirmations are you going to speak to yourself each and every day? What affirmations are you going to speak over your children? What affirmations are you going to live out daily? Because our thoughts become our words become our reality, and how we show up and view the world is only a reflection of us. I am safe. I am courageous. I am a powerful, inspiring, loving leader. Those are my affirmations. What are yours? What are you going to come up with? If you enjoyed this podcast and you have really started to challenge yourself about your affirmations, I'd love to have you leave a comment, send me a message. Let me know what your affirmations are that you talk about yourself. You know, this is a soulful hunter, so one of the things, like me growing in my hunting journey, is I'm a great hunter. I'm a great hunter. And I'm speaking these words of affirmation over myself. It's like, oh man, I'm not a bad hunter. I'm not an okay hunter. No, I'm a great hunter. Why? Because that's what I want. And what I want is a thought. So what I speak over myself is what I want and what I create. And it's a journey. I want all of you to be blessed, be of good cheer, know that life is happening for you, not to you. You cannot outgive good in this world. Lead with love, everybody. Be a loved and capable human being and share that light with the world. Once again, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thanks for tuning in. We got a lot more coming down the pike for all of you. Be blessed, everybody. Remember, you got your sign around your neck, and so does everyone else. Are you going to be someone who is helping put that sign back together, or are you going to be tearing it apart? Because either you're building people up or you're tearing them down, and we want to make sure we leave this world a better place than how we found it. Be blessed, freedom on, and as always, stay soulful. If you enjoyed today's podcast, I'd love it if you could go ahead and give this a rating as well as subscribe. Also, you can check us out on Instagram under the Soulful Hunter Podcast. Make sure to tag us in pictures and posts and use the hashtag Soulful Hunter. To find out more about the Soulful Hunter Podcast, go to soulfulhunter.com and be sure to follow the podcast, as we are going to be bringing you a lot of great information, insight, and changing lives through primal adventure. I look forward to connecting with you on the next episode. Stay tuned and stay soulful.